Today I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the life of St. Philip the Apostle. St. Philip was born in Bethsaida, a small fishing town in Galilee, near the Sea of Tiberias. He likely grew up surrounded by the sea, playing with the waves, catching the scent of fish markets. It was also known that he grew up in a devout Jewish family where he studied the scriptures and learned how to pray. According to some Bible scholars, St. Philip was a unique apostle. He was very inquisitive and always seeking the truth. He always tried to ask anything just to understand his faith in God. One day when St. John the Baptist came to his town to announce the coming of the Messiah, he listened closely and showed great interest in the news. But it wasn't until Jesus came walking along the road one day that everything in his life was changed. When Jesus came to him and said, "Follow me," Philip immediately stood up and followed him with no hesitations and questions asked. From then on, he became one of the 12 apostles. One of Philip's earliest recorded acts as a disciple was telling his friend Nathanael about Jesus. In the Gospel of John, he told his friend with excitement, "We have found the Messiah, the one Moses wrote about." This truly manifested his enthusiasm for what he believed in. Another story in the Bible was the feeding of the 5,000 people. Jesus tested Philip by asking him, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He pragmatically replied, "It would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread for each one to have a bite." This showed how analytical and calculative his mind was. During the Last Supper, he also asked an inquisitive yet speculative question to Jesus. He asked, "Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us." But Jesus replied to him with love and a little sadness and said, "Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father." After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, Philip took to heart the mission to go and make disciples of all nations. According to some accounts, Philip traveled to Greece, Phrygia, which is now modern-day Turkey, and Syria to preach the gospel. He performed many miracles, healed the sick, cast out demons, and converted countless souls to Christianity. One day, when he traveled to Phrygia, he encountered a grieving family whose child had just died. Moved by compassion and full of faith, St. Philip prayed over the child's body and the child was miraculously brought back to life. This event caused many people in Phrygia to believe in Jesus, leading to numerous conversions and baptism. However, the healing news spread rapidly, and when he went to Hierapolis and started preaching, the pagan priest was enraged by his presence. This was because St. Philip drew large crowds and many abandoned their pagan beliefs just to listen to him. Then, the pagan priest ordered for his arrest and had him crucified upside down, making him a martyr. After his death, his body was buried in Hierapolis, and the converted people flocked to his tomb for prayer and healing. Eventually, the relics of his body were moved to Rome, where they now rest in the Basilica of the 12 Apostles, right alongside of St. James. But just recently, in 2011, this tomb of St. Philip was discovered by an Italian archaeologist named Francesco. The walls of the tomb were carved with ancient Greek prayers paying homage to St. Philip. Today, he is venerated as the patron saint of people seeking for truth, pastry chefs, and in San Felipe. His feast day is celebrated every 3rd of May. If you like